Okay, so since I just now reached max level with Ninja for level 30, I'm going to show you guys exactly like my build on how I play Ninja on any difficulty, hell on earth. I'll show you a gameplay of that after I show you all of this and explain as to my reasoning as to what you ought to be doing. So starting off, Kenko. Not only are you receiving the max HP increase, but also you are restoring 10 health over the span of 5 seconds. Helps with a lot of tankiness. So, and you'll see throughout this build, I pretty much build almost nothing but parry. And I'll show you exactly like what you can do with it. Because parries, it's something. You might think there's certain attacks that you can't parry, but oh baby, let me tell you. Anyway, so next up, I do Swift Current to try to get myself with a little bit of mobility, try to get stuff off me if I need it, just for a quick stun lock, get the added movement for a little bit and just move around, cut off heads, and just try to maintain a safe distance if I need it. But I rarely use my lethals, so doesn't really matter what you pick at this point. For me, that's just what works. Next up, we've got the Shinobu Shozoku, however you pronounce it. Anyway, armor every time that you're able to use your ability, aka more tankiness, while dealing damage, stagger, and AoE damage at the same time. So really freaking good. Anyway, the Kujikiri, which again, basing my entire build off of parrying, you'll realize that off of a perfect parry, which really isn't all that hard to do, that's 25% damage for 5 seconds. And then every parry after that just replenishes the duration. So if you know how to do it, you're pretty much golden. Anyway, self-explanatory. Dead Calm, when you have no charges, that's 20% increased weapon damage. The only other option is like increased movement, but you don't really need it. So I'd rather have something where if you're mistiming your parries, you're not getting charges back, instantly. Like I'll explain a little bit later. This will come in handy because with this build entirely, especially with the weapons I'll show you after, you can basically like 1 to 2 tap Fleshpounds on hell on earth. So yeah. Anyway, Demon Stance. Take no damage from enemy and environmental ground effects, while also take 25% reduced damage from all explosion and spray damage effects. More tankiness, because the other option is stuff that you can already do off of like your auto pickup for the shurikens, ammo, and kunai, so it doesn't really matter. So anyway, Hard Rain, where you throw down your lethal, you'll notice like there's a certain amount of caltrops that pops out of it. This increases the amount of caltrops that pops out, not the amount of lethals you can throw. So bear that in mind. Radius, it's up to you if you want to go with it. I don't. And then we go with Red Shadow, where you take 30% reduced damage for 5 seconds every time you grapple hook an enemy. So really nice to have. Next up, we've got the Saki Jutsu, which is performing a perfect parry, stumbles all enemies in a radius around you. Really good, where if you're kind of nasty with it with parries and you just so happen to get pinned, this will force off everything. Doesn't matter if it's like Scrakes, Fleshpounds, Bloats, Sirens, Husk, you name it. Anything within a certain radius of you and you know how to parry, this will come in clutch a lot of the time. Anyway, self-explanatory. Iron Castle. This is what's going to allow you to spam your ability to not only get Red Shadow active almost at all times, but also get that armor integrity back constantly. So really nice to have. But again, if you're not too comfortable with parrying, this build probably might not be for you, but I will show the power of it regardless. And then again, even if you're kind of messing up every so often with the parries and you run out of charges, that's where Dead Calm comes in clutch, where you kind of actually want this and both of these to be active at the same time to be able to get that one-shot potential for Fleshpounds. So yeah. Anyway, next up we've got the Kyuketsuki, which is 25% increased weapon damage to any bleeding enemies, which you'll see on a lot of my weapons. I take Serrated Edge. So not only do they take increased bleed affliction, they take increased damage while also healing yourself for 3 HP over 3 seconds. So you get healing over time, increased damage, and increased bleed affliction. What's not to love about it? In Azuma, this keeps your caltrops active for a lot longer and deals damage over time. So more crowd control to anything else. And with the extra count of the caltrops from hard rain, it might make the radius a little bit larger than what you would normally get through thunderclap, but I haven't tested that just yet. Pick either one of these, really up to you. But for me, this is what works. And then I just got this, the leopard fist, to where this is gonna make this build even nastier, where anytime I go in to probably punch something, so instead of having to forcibly build around deadcom to normally empty out your charges, when you are eventually max level, you'll be able to just do this to a Fleshpound, and then just, so long as you probably have parried an attack of some kind, you could probably just straight up one-shot him. Because again, this is 20%, this is also 20% at max. So long as you parry a certain enemy of some kind, close the gap by using your zip line on a Fleshpound, do a charged heavy melee attack to the head, it's over. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I'll show you exactly like how I build my melee weapons, where I'm probably going to do some very scary things that you're probably not used to in terms of boss damage. So you'll see exactly what I mean. So the way I've only built two things thus far, my Kiba and my katanas. I'll show you the Kiba build really quick. I can start off with this fully customized Kiba at the very beginning of the game. So already my thing is already just packing a punch. So far we've got Melee Master on two of my attachments on this one, and Dead Time Rampage, I believe, 3 of those. So bonus ability to deal 2.5 more melee damage and 20% more bash damage. That bash damage is going to come in clutch when Zed time happens. You'll see again, Melee Master for the padded grip, Serrated Edge, Zed time Rampage, increase melee and bash damage by 20% during Zed time, Ornate Guard, Zed time Rampage, and then the Charge Pommel, which is again Zed time Rampage. You can build it the same way. So for the dual katanas, kind of the same thing, but I take 3 melee instead to be able to play a little bit more outside of Zed time. But you can do either three melee masters that I would recommend, or 3 Zed time Rampage. That's entirely up to you. If I remember correctly, I do have a YouTube video as to like all the potential rolls that you can get on every single one of these attachments for melee weapons at the current moment, and guns as well. So that's on one of my other videos. If you're trying to min-max the same way that I'm doing here, go watch that video. It's the one where it's the weapon mod and the ability guide. Go watch that. There's a Google Doc in there in the description as well, and the top pinned comment that will give you all the information, which I think the majority of the community already uses. So if you want to try to min-max, that's kind of what we made it for. So Melee Master yet again, then Zed time Rampage, Zed time Rampage again, and then Melee Master. As you can see, the one that rolls the Zed time Rampage and Melee Master, both of them, is the Pommel. So that entirely, it's personal preference what you want in terms of min-maxing at that point. Anyway, jump into a match. So right now, just off rip, just one key explanation I will give to you guys is when it comes to your operational budget, use up all of it. Because the one thing that the game does not explain to you is that if you don't end up using pretty much the majority of it or all of it, you lose it. So on Hell on Earth, you'll start with like 50 dosh when it comes to ninja, and on the lower difficulties you'll start like on hard, it's like 500 dosh, and I don't know what it is on normal. Say you just went in there with just purchasing armor and you have like 1100 left over, you do not get that 1100. So my advice, fully customize your starter weapon and put as many attachments as you can on it, so that way when you trade it for another weapon later on, it's much easier to do, because now this weapon has a higher price tag on it to be able to afford something else of your choosing. So if you want to try to get your tier 3 weapons or tier 4 faster, do this. So there's also certain things that I'll probably showcase that you guys might not know about ninja specifically when it comes to parrying. Parrying's very broken, and you'll see what I mean. Try to get the normal rotation set up. Already staggered kick in. Ooh. Shocked her. Real. Now, if you want to parry, you can't just spam block over and over, but look at this. I just parried that Husk's fireball. I'll do it again. Just to make sure you saw that your eyes did not deceive you. I basically parried his fireball. And you see that siren? You see how she's like doing the little sonic screech move? You can also parry that as well. Any projectiles in the game that are not like super giant AoEs, you can parry them. So the blow when he pukes at you, you can parry that. The Husk you saw can also parry. Siren you can parry. And even the Scrake grab, because it counts as a projectile, you also can parry that. So, it's kind of good. Go on, blue armor. Sure, why not? We'll start fighting Skrakes next round, so. Hi. Warfast are probably not going to be your friends for Ninja because they are pretty strong. Like when they go into rage state, they're kind of crazy. But that typically only happens when they have, when you deal damage to them. I think it's once they reach about the half HP mark is when they go into buff state, but I could be wrong. So what we do here in Z time is because of the bash damage increase from like a lot of the abilities, we just sit here and spam bash. That Scrake's almost dead. Jeez. That's it. That's all I have to do. I'll just block a little bit here. Husk is getting annoying somewhere. It's multiple Husks, that's what it is. Nope, parry that. Stuck on something. Notice how I got my back against the corner, like up against the car, and I parried once and it reflected all of them. That time. That siren saved you. Oh, a grab. Interesting. Nope. Ooh, had to get her. Gary. Poke. I'll try and parry that Husk. We'll back off a little bit. Nope. Oh, missed. Parry that. Parry that. Also, how to parry. So get used to blocking certain enemies' attacks, and you'll notice. Hang on. You'll notice that trying to parry them, it doesn't necessarily work like just as the attack lands. You have to parry like slightly early. So you notice right about there. Aren't you a nuisance? So just to kind of show off the siren screech. And when you do parry their attack successfully, you actually cause minor stagger. Like that. Now I might be able to afford my dual katanas. Maybe. Aha! I'll purchase armor. Sure, why not? Let's get a little bit of ammo for him, and then we should be good to go. That's crazy. True. Let's try to keep the armor up this time. I'm probably going to spam my ability a little bit more. Parried the bloat spit. I wasn't lying to you when I said, you know, pretty much all projectiles that aren't like giant AoEs, like from the sonic screech that the siren likes to do, you know, you're pretty much golden. Oh, look, it's great. Oh, Fleshpound, Jesus. Anyway. Thanks. Please. One shot. Isn't that nice? Heard you love one-shotting Fleshpound on Hell on Earth. Now, this build is not easy to do because you do need to understand like movesets from your enemy and you need to study their patterns. But once you do master it, that's where the real fun begins. It's kind of like, you know, everybody's currently just abusing the Vulcan right now because it's so stupidly easy to use and so very rewarding. But this is how you ought to be doing it. Like, not just sitting here and just spamming Vulcan. Try to grab me. I'm gonna jump in the middle of that. Yeah, I'm just gonna poke him in the face. I can't see. It's timed. Not that one. Hello. Ah, I didn't get it. Nope. It's you. You guys are harassing me a little too much. You know what I'm gonna do? Parry that. I'm gonna tell you, get over here. Who's getting real tired of those? Too many bloats. What I will say is that out of all the enemy types to like melee, do not melee bloats. They're not worth it because their dot damage from their puke actually chews through your armor. So whip out your shurikens and just deal with them that way. Like for some godly unknown reason, they're really effective against armor. Do it. Get that garbage out of here. Right. Anyway. Yeah, Ninja's built a little bit different from other classes. Just a smidge. 95. Interesting. All right. Ooh, the overhead. See, notice how I basically parried at the exact moment that it basically made contact with me, and I didn't get the parry. I don't know if that's a bug or something, but that's kind of just how the game operates at the moment. It's unfortunate. I don't agree with it, but what are you gonna do? I'm not a dev. I can't fix it myself. So, just gotta work with what you have. Get rid of the actual threats. Hey, yeah, watch my armor just start depleting because of the puke. I just lost like 10 armor because of this fucking guy. RTX on. 2, 3, 4. Turn it off. Oh, hi. What you doing over here? I wanted to save him for a Fleshpound, but good. Nice. Oh. I'm gonna dip away from that siren. Sorry. Even though I only had the parry bonus active, I didn't have my other 2 bonuses. I still 2-shot that Fleshpound. So even if you're not 1-shotting, you're 2-shotting. Ah. Dude, husks are such a nuisance. Got him. Oh, I didn't kill. There we go. I'm like, I'm getting body blocked somehow. Hi. You're not that much of a threat to me. That's why. Anyway, yeah, once Z time is activated, it's kind of GG's. For obvious reasons. So. Just getting my armor back. Kind of what I'm doing. What's behind me? Oh! Oh, hi. I'll use zipline, just kind of kite him in a certain way, because I want those 2 husks out of my way before I go back to going parry mode. Too early. Yeah, it's those husks are. Go on, do it. Nope. You'll do it again. And you're dead. Fleshpound, huh? Now, Fleshpound's movesets are very weird, where they don't want to work majority of the time. Nope. I had to choose between either parrying the right attack or getting grabbed. I'd rather parry. I'll just block all that. Carry that. Back away. Go ahead. Too early. Hey, what happened to your guys' hands? Oh, you can't grab me anymore. That's cute. Raise mode, huh? Cute. No. I'll just block those. Go ahead. Nope. And goodbye.
Really setting that bar high with that scrape takedown.
Now, pounded works in my favor, specifically because of my build. Imagine giving me faster recharge on my ability while also increasing my electricity damage. Oh, you have no idea what you've done.
Zipline ready.
Let's get these activated for the funsies. Actually get some armor going.
I bring you armor.
Starting with the Fleshpound? Interesting. See how this goes. Hi, buddy. One shot it in the chest. Simply by using my ultimate ability. I'll do it again. Yeah, and then dash, and then dead. Woo! This, that was fun. Thank you. No. No. Goodbye. Oh, I didn't kill. Did I not get the berry? I should have. Anyway, get out of my face. Poke, poke, poke. Anything else? No. Oh, one shot. Nice. You know.
That's the spirit.
What is a Fleshpound to a god? Oh, that's so good. I'll never get tired of that. Oh, no more victims? What's up with that? Double one shot. I love this build. Now again with bloats. Oh man. So notice how even though I'm pairing at the appropriate times, it just doesn't work. Versus Fleshpounds, they're the only ones that act like this. So they're the only ones that get weird. Well, actually no. Bosses as well. Like there's a weird clipping issue where they'll go through your body and hit behind you or something like that. It gets weird. Don't ya, how we doing? I'll just block it.
Way to clean up.
This is hell on earth. Now again, do not be alarmed as to my damage output as to what I'm about to do to this boss. If it's Impaler, and if Z time procs at the right time, y'all want to see a body?
Finally received this armor.
Hopefully it's not Chimera. Chimera is very annoying to deal with that on the first phase because his hits get very weird. Second phase, on the other hand, those are easy to parry. So I'm not worried about that. But the point is, you don't want them to get to second phase. Like, you just want to, like, second Z time pops, mainly in first phase, you just delete the whole health bar after that. Of course. All right, let's see how it plays out. And Z time's already like halfway filled, so maybe I might get lucky. We'll see. The only thing I like about Chimera is that he's got a banger. That's a summon move. Summon again. Too early. I knew that was too early. That's a stab move. We just sidestep it. A lot of the first phase versus Chimera, you primarily don't want it. I gotta do it now. Half his health. I gotta step away and, you know, respect him, but that counts as a double hit. That move I hate because he shuts down my ability for a couple seconds. That's a summon. Again, notice how he, like, he'll clip through and leap behind and hit you that way. It's very weird. Now, normal with this is just like regular slice and dice type of action. Oh look, Z time. Okay. That's the build. This is what happens when you have almost max level ninja, because my proficiency is only at 6. If it was at 10, I'd be stabbing at like double the speed with actual min-max rolls on your weapons. That's the type of stuff you can do. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. You know, hopefully you learned a little bit of something. If not, I tried, and thank you for stopping by, saying hi, and hopefully catch you later. You can also catch me live on Twitch, and it's the same exact name and spelling as everything else. So, yeah. Anyways, deuces.